picture this. You're cruising through the outback,
No.
hundreds of miles from civilization,
Yeah,
dust swirling behind you.
right.
Suddenly, your trusty LandCruiser starts to sputter.
Oh, no.
It's enough to make even the most seasoned adventurer break a sweat, right?
Really?
And you know what's surprising?
Hmm.
Sometimes the culprit behind these wilderness woes
Yeah,
is a tiny part you've probably never even heard of.
it's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
now you've got me hooked.
Okay.
Today's deep dive is all about a small but mighty component
Okay.
that can make or break your LandCruiser experience,
Right.
especially for you 105 series owners out there.
Yeah.
We're talking about the valve vacuum switching.
It's one of those components that often gets overlooked.
Right.
But trust me, it plays a critical role in keeping those iconic engines running smoothly.
Let's unpack this. For those of us who aren't mechanics,
Yeah.
what exactly does this valve vacuum switching do?
Okay. Oh.
It sounds almost like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Well, imagine it as a traffic director for your engine's vacuum pressure.
Okay.
In the 1HD and 1HC engines found in many 100 and 105 series LandCruisers,
Right.
this valve ensures that the right amount of vacuum gets to the right places at the right times.
So it's all about maintaining order within the engine.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's essential for managing emissions and ensuring your engine performs the way it should
Okay.
without that proper vacuum flow.
Right.
Things can go haywire pretty quickly.
We're talking engine hesitation,
Yep.
rough idling,
Uh-huh.
decreased fuel efficiency,
Yeah,
even potential long-term damage if it's ignored for too long.
you got it. Those seemingly minor hiccups can quickly escalate into major headaches if you're not careful.
I bet you've seen some real-world examples of this valve causing trouble in your work with LandCruisers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I once had a case where a LandCruiser was practically dead in the water because of a faulty valve vacuum switching. The owner thought it was a minor issue, but it turned out to be the root cause of a whole cascade of engine problems.
It's a good reminder that even though these LandCruisers are renowned for their toughness,
Right.
staying on top of these smaller components is crucial,
Absolutely.
especially for those of us driving these models from 1998 to 2007, am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're behind the wheel of an HDJ 100, HDJ 101, or HDJ 105 with a 1HZ or 1HD FTE engine, this information is especially relevant for you.
Now, when it comes to replacing this valve,
Yeah.
what are our options? I imagine there's a bit of debate about going with a genuine Toyota part versus aftermarket options.
Sure.
What's your take on that?
It's a question that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
When we're talking about a part as crucial as this valve,
Yeah.
especially in these specific LandCruiser models,
Right.
precision and compatibility are key.
So it's not just about slapping any replacement part in there and hoping for the best.
Exactly.
Okay.
Remember, this valve was designed to work within a complex system,
Right.
and even slight variations in fit or function can have ripple effects throughout your engine.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you're weighing your options, what are some of the factors to consider?
Well, with a genuine Toyota part,
Okay.
you're getting the peace of mind that comes with knowing it's designed to meet Toyota's exact specifications.
Right.
It's about ensuring that perfect fit and optimal performance,
Okay.
minimizing the risk of future issues.
That's like that old saying, measure twice, cut once.
Exactly.
You want to make sure you're putting in a part that's going to work seamlessly with your LandCruiser's unique engine setup.
Precisely. On the other hand,
Yeah.
some aftermarket options might be more budget-friendly up front,
Right.
but it's crucial to do your research, look for reputable manufacturers,
Okay.
and perhaps even consult with a trusted mechanic who knows these LandCruisers inside and out.
So it's about finding that balance between quality and cost.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that extra investment up front can save you a lot of headaches down the road.
Absolutely.
Right.
And remember, preventative maintenance is always your best bet.
Okay.
If you're experiencing any of those telltale signs we talked about,
Right.
like engine hesitation or a rough idle,
Right.
it's worth having your mechanic check out the valve sooner rather than later.
And even if you're not experiencing any issues yet, wouldn't it be wise to have the valve inspected during your regular maintenance just to be on the safe side?
You know what they say.
What's that?
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Right.
Especially with these older LandCruiser models, staying proactive with maintenance can help you catch potential problems before they turn into major repairs.
It's always better to be safe than sorry, especially when you rely on your LandCruiser for those epic adventures.
Right.
So let's say you've decided to replace the valve vacuum switching.
Okay.
What's the process like?
Well, it's not the most complicated procedure,
Okay.
but it's definitely not a DIY job for everyone.
Right.
Unless you're comfortable working on your engine, it's best to leave this one to the professionals.
Right. You don't want to mess around with something that plays such a vital role in your engine's performance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A skilled mechanic will have the tools and expertise to properly diagnose any issues, replace the valve, and make sure everything is calibrated correctly.
So it's more than just swapping out one part for another.
You got it.
Okay.
They'll also inspect the surrounding components, hoses, and connections to ensure there are no other underlying issues contributing to the problem.
It's about taking that holistic approach to your Land Cruiser's health, making sure everything is working in harmony.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And once you've got that new valve in place,
Right.
properly calibrated,
Yeah.
you'll likely notice a significant difference in your engine's performance.
Okay.
Smoother idling, better throttle response.
Oh.
It can be
Uh-huh.
quite remarkable.
It's almost like giving your Land Cruiser a breath of fresh air. Now, before we wrap up our deep dive into the world of the valve vacuum, switching any final words of wisdom for our listeners.
Remember, a little knowledge about your vehicle can go a long way.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Learn about the components that keep your Land Cruiser running smoothly, and embrace that spirit of proactive maintenance.
Great advice. And listeners, we want to hear from you. Have you ever had a valve vacuum switching issue? What other under-the-radar parts have you discovered are essential for keeping your Land Cruiser in top shape? Share your experiences, tips, and questions with us.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy adventures, and may your Land Cruisers always run strong.